Mr President, I move that I have leave to introduce a bill for an act to amend the Parliamentary Committees Act of 1991.
Is that seconded? Seconded. Put the question. Those for the question say aye. That's a no. The ayes have it.
Parliamentary Committees Act 1991.
The Honourable Mr Sims.
Mr President, I move that the bill now be read a second time. Mr President, this bill seeks to amend the Parliamentary Committees Act to require that the relevant minister provide a response to any parliamentary inquiry's recommendations within 4 months of the report being tabled in the Parliament. Now, currently there is a requirement that if a matter is referred to the Legislative Review Committee via a petition that's signed by 10,000 people, that the relevant minister is automatically required to respond. But of course we know that there is no requirement for ministers to respond to the recommendations of select committees. Now, ordinarily you would say that we could operate in a trust model in this place. We would assume that the relevant minister would, of course, respond to the recommendations of a select committee. Sadly, that's not the case when it comes to some of the ministers in this Labor government. And in particular, I refer to the Honourable Tom Koutsantonis. As I highlighted in question time today, 12 months ago to the day, I tabled the report of the Public and Active Transport Committee that made a series of recommendations. We had more than 100 people make submissions to that inquiry. More than 50 people gave evidence to the inquiry. And I really appreciated the participation of members of a vast array of political parties at that committee table. When the committee tabled the report, I contacted the Minister's office on the 7th of February and requested a meeting. And I didn't hear back, Mr President. I followed up again on the 13th of April, and again I didn't hear back. Now, prior to starting in this place, I've never had a problem getting guys to call me back, Mr President, but for some reason the minister seems to be ghosting me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why. I don't know why the minister won't pick up the phone and call me back, why he doesn't want to talk hydrogen with the Greens, why he doesn't want to talk transport policy with the Greens. But it seems that the minister's view is that when the parliamentary committee hands down a report, his job is simply to take the report, pop it in a drawer and never read it again, and let it sit there for months and months and months gathering dust. Well, I think that's very insulting, Mr President. It's not just an insult to us as members of this chamber and members of Parliament who engage in select committees in goodwill to identify potential policy solutions for the government of the day, but it's also a slap in the face to those members of the community that have actually gone to the effort to put pen to paper and make a submission to an inquiry, or who've actually gone to the effort to come and speak, as 50 people did to that inquiry, come and speak to members of Parliament and address them and share their concerns. What does the government do? Well, in the case of the Honourable Tom Koutsantonis, he has done nothing in terms of engaging with the recommendations. I fear, to quote Sam Smith though, Mr President, which I know the Labor government love, he is not the only one. He is not the only one, because we know that the Honourable Claire Scriven, while she did admit today that she has actually read the report, has not engaged with the contents of the report and has refused to do so. Despite being asked on many, many occasions, she uses the Scott Morrison defence, "That's not my job." Mr President, that's not my job. It's not Tom Koutsantonis, it's not the Honourable Tom Koutsantonis' job either. Well, this bill would ensure that actually the relevant minister is required to respond and respond in a timely fashion. Under this Green proposal, the Minister would be required to indicate which of the recommendations of a committee report they will implement, which ones they won't implement, and the reasons for their decision. That seems very, very reasonable. And, Mr President, normally it wouldn't be required. But when we have a minister that is ghosting members of parliament and refusing to respond to their queries and efforts to engage, then the parliament needs to step up and take action. And that's what we're proposing in this instance.